Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
The Beezer.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
That's nice.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
It is the 4th day of November, 2024. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show on a Vikings Victory Monday, your official morning show of the Minnesota Vikings. Going to celebrate all morning long. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Feeling good about that big win yesterday. Hope you are, too. We got plenty to talk about. Ben Leber will be here. Mike Mussman will be here, a cast of thousands, breaking down that game and more. So I don't think we should wait another moment. Here's Jim Gaffigan talking about the fall foliage on the day before Election Day. Good morning, everybody. Come on in. I'm glad you're here.
Fall, people love fall. It's my favorite season. People that love fall, they go crazy for the foliage. They're like, oh, the foliage! Let's drive by the foliage! It's so beautiful the way the leaves die. They're so pretty right before they fall to their death. We think it's beautiful. It's the leaves hospice. It also helps that the leaves can't talk. If they could talk, they'd be like, ah! Give me chlorophyll! Why are these people driving by and smiling at me? We're rather insensitive to the leaves' tragedy. They die, they fall to the ground, we just rake them up. Kids, you want to jump on this pile of dead leaves? No? All right, I'll just light them on fire.
Yes!
Smash.
The finish line is waiting. Fate is on your side.
Got to be careful with Johnny Pecker.
You hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride.
Hi, meat.
I might need it more than her.
For the warriors. Never giving up the lead. To take it to the top. There's only one winner. You're never gonna stop. There's only one winner to take.
Got a little dicey against a super old guy, but look, the Vikes are 6-2. First half was ugly. Second half was pretty. Right, a lot of good things in the second half. Not a lot of great things in the first half. But a victory nonetheless. Moving on.
Only one winner, man. And that was your Minnesota Vikings.
You know the best part?
Flacco had a terrible game, so the Charge Challenge goes our way.
Yeah.
Look at Zacho get back in it with Burrow.
It's not fair because I continue to get the last. I didn't even get a chance to pick. I wouldn't have chosen Flacco.
Well, you're the true ghost then, kind of. And Zachary, if you are rigging it, so Chris has the final pick, I think it's like 4 out of the
done.
8.
Yeah.
Well done,
Yeah, nice
because you're
job.
giving
Yeah,
the
well
rest of
done.
us a
Good
chance.
Thank you very I mean, yeah, thank you,
4
Zach.
out of 8.
I think it is 4, right? I feel like it's 4 out of 8.
Sounds about right. Yeah, I don't know.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, I was a little nervous Flacco, for whatever reason, was going to light us up.
Same.
But, man, I think
What
the
did he
Colts
get?
should go back to Richardson. 5 points.
So I'm.
You're just a couple, I think, behind him now.
Wow, I'm actually like.
You're right
I got
back
a
in it.
shot. We're all right back in it.
Everybody is right back in it.
Goodness.
Way to go.
I think Hawks scored 6 points in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, with 0 choices.
Yep. Perfect outcome.
Who cares?
Yeah.
That's all right. I do this for you guys.
Well, you don't have to do the punishment.
No, I know. I don't do anything.
How weird was Darnold last night?
Very weird.
He was absolutely fantastic, except for 2 of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Right, but when you go 28 of 34, that's insane, right? That's fantastic. 28 of 34 for 290 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But 2 just like Robin Hood blind from Disney kind of like, where were you throwing that? How did you not? Like the first interception got picked off right in the end zone, right? By that, whatever that dude was, whoever that is.
Corey Cruz.
Yeah, Corey Cruz.
Yeah.
And then Corey Cruz's twin brother was right behind him, also waiting to pick it off. It's like he didn't see either one of them.
The first
Those
one
are
was
the Cruz
terrible.
brothers.
Yeah, how do you not see them?
They're ball hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
They
you
know.
that. They hawk those balls.
They only play defense in the end zone, and he didn't see either one of them. And then Flacco throws just a brutal interception. We're like, what are you doing? And then Darnold goes, I see your interception, and I raise you one.
Yeah.
And throws an even worse one.
Yeah,
I'm just like, what is happening?
Here, Corey.
But outside of that, Darnold had a little mojo back. I thought he was really good outside of, and I don't really blame him on the getting hit in the face and fumbling thing either.
No.
Yeah, that sucked, man. He got hit in the face.
Yeah, KOC's getting really tired of Sam Darnold getting abused in the head and having the flag not thrown.
Yeah.
So it really is
two
ridiculous.
gigantic mistakes from Darnold. Otherwise, he had his vibe back.
Yeah, I mean, that pass he threw down the sideline to Justin Jefferson was right in the bucket.
Yep.
That was a great throw. The touchdown catch by Addison was a great catch.
And great throw.
And a good throw, yeah. And then just surveying the field and then throwing the one to Hawks guy Speedy.
Oh, Jalen Naylor?
That was a great throw, too.
That was a good horn break.
Yeah, well said.
Thanks.
Ouch.
Am I the only one that gets that reference?
No, it's
just checking.
Yeah,
just checking.
Of course.
Thought Chris did something good there. I just wanted to point it out. You know?
Thank you. I don't know why when he said that was a good throw, it sounded like he said, that was a good horn break.
They just showed the Addison catch, but one underrated part of that too is, I mean, Darnold was almost in a full sprint, going the opposite way, throwing across his body, and obviously the catch was incredible, and it probably should have overshadowed the throw a bit, but put some respect on that arm, man.
Yeah, put some respect on that arm.
Yeah. But that's a good horn break as well. And I love when player's dad comes out and rips the quarterback.
How about that?
What?
Yeah, Jordan Addison's dad said Stevie Wonder could have seen how wide open my son was
He did say
on
that.
the interception. Yes.
Well, that doesn't even make sense because you think Stevie Wonder can see.
Yeah, but I don't know if he does. Him and I may not have the same opinion.
Okay, but I'm saying if you believe that Stevie Wonder is not blind, then maybe Jordan Addison's dad is just saying a guy with normal sight would have been able to see that Jordan Addison was wide open.
I mean, he was wide open. He just threw it to the wrong guy.
Hey, Dad.
Alrighty, Dad.
Please stop.
Yeah, please stop.
I guess we know where he gets some of his poor decisions from.
Maybe.
What do we call Jaden Naylor Speedy when Jordan Addison goes 140 miles an hour?
That's a great point.
Well said.
Well, we don't call
Did I
it.
say that well?
That was a good horn break.
That was great. That was a good horn break.
Oh, man, I dropped my trombone.
Oh.
That's sad.
In the time of chimpanzees,
I broke it.
I was a monkey.
You were?
I was.
Too bad we can't play that banger.
Did you see
Please
SNL?
Play it. Not yet. Huh?
Oh. Wait till you see Beppo the monkey.
Right?
That made me laugh.
Okay, good. Good. I watched that. I went to see Nathaniel Ratliff.
Is that right?
How
That was
He
Saturday?
blew my doors right off my body.
That's sweet.
Where was that?
So good. At the X.
At the old X Sound.
I love it, man. I don't think I've ever heard a band of any kind sound better anywhere than that band sounded in that stadium that last night, Saturday night. I loved it so much. It was so good.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's so good. He's a rock star. He dances around. He has a good time. He's heavy. He lets his chest hair show, and there ain't much chest hair. And he's been through it all. He's been through hell. And he had a good horn break.
Yeah.
He had a full horn section. Guy with big old baritone sax just going, wow, wow, wow.
What does that sound like in an arena?
Real good. Sexy is what I'd say.
I like when rock stars show their chest hair.
Yeah.
Right? Like Rod Stewart used to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
Adele would do that.
Like yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Adele Dazeem would do that.
The incomparable.
Adele Dazeem.
I feel like this show's off to a blazing start.
But we won.
Yeah, we won, man.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Trying to think of other rock stars that showed their chest hair now.
Didn't Peter Frampton?
Of course.
Frampton
He fell in
comes
front of
alive.
me. He
don't
fell
know.
down.
Yeah.
He fell down in front of you?
Yeah, it was at Moon Dance Jam, and somebody pushed one of those beach balls up on the stage, and he went to kick it, and he fell and missed.
Well, he's an old man.
Yeah, he's an
That's
old man.
That's a real problem.
It was, yeah.
Damn it, Lucy.
Did he laugh it off, or did he?
Oh,
break
he
his hip?
laughed it off.
Yeah, 'cause that'd be
and
tough. It's tough to.
He had two of his stage hands pick him up, and
Yeah, it's embarrassing. He's still thinking about it right now. He just happened to tune into the Power Trip Morning Show.
Yeah.
Man, I'm a big Viking fan. That's a hell of a win. I wonder what.
They're ripping me for that?
And he was truly hoping nobody saw
Nobody
it.
saw it.
Yeah.
Thought he did
And
it
now
on purpose.
you've never forgotten it.
Was his first words, I'm okay?
Yeah.
That's the worst. Dude, speaking of that, I wish I could find it. There was a thing on the Facebook yesterday, and this is terrible, and I don't know. It's just terrible.
Facebook?
Yeah, just relax.
They dropped the ball, I think.
Listen. There's an old man, and this ain't funny at all, helping his wife down the steps, and it was icy, and he fell all the way down the steps. And now it's okay to laugh because the caption said they were both fine. But she tried to catch him and fell all the way down the steps. And it was the longest fall I've ever seen anyone have because they both tried to catch themselves at the exact same time. And when they landed, they looked at each other and started laughing. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I must have laughed at that for 20 minutes. They didn't break their hips, thank God.
Well, that's good.
And she tried to catch him and fell down trying to catch him. And the look on her face was like, you dumb son of a bitch. And then they both just started laughing. It was the cutest thing I ever saw.
I've always wondered why, America's Funniest Home Videos back in the day just absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
And then I met my wife because you could have, John Mulaney do the best hour of stand-up that's ever been written.
Yeah.
And she might that's funny.
Yeah, right.
And then some dude will fall down the stairs and she'll be crying for 37 straight minutes because she's laughing so hard. She loves human torture.
Yeah, wow.
And suffering.
That's why she married you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that would be torture to herself,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's
I think
okay.
she likes to see others get hurt.
I see. Okay.
Oh.
Nothing but she just freaking loves when people fall.
Yeah. See, I don't like seeing people get hurt, but I do like to see them fall.
Well, that's where you and her are different.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Do you want to tell us something, Cor?
Yeah.
No, that's just honestly.
Did she throw you down the stairs?
I don't think she's not violent. I don't think she wants to throw me down the stairs. I think she wants to watch me slip down the stairs and get significantly hurt.
A lot of us do.
Is there an inordinate amount of things on your stairs?
Yeah.
Just randomly? Why is there a roller skate on the stairs?
There are micro machines and Christmas ornaments and whatever else Kevin McAllister put on.
Banana peels.
paint
Why are the
can.
stairs icy?
Yeah, icy stairs indoors. There's one random just nail sticking up in case I want to step on that.
There's
Then
a
you
Ring
fall.
camera at every corner.
Yeah.
100%. Black Friday every year she buys more of them just so she can have every possible angle in case I fall.
She doesn't want to miss a beat.
Speaking of that,
It's so good.
me do one. Same thing. Speaking of Black Friday, we just talked a couple days ago about how people don't think it's going to last because now you can just buy stuff online.
Yeah.
And it doesn't last one day; it lasts about a month. Are Black Friday deals already out? It is November 4th.
I
Have
would
some of them
guess.
already started?
Yeah.
And if so, which ones?
But they're not actual Black Friday deals anymore.
Kind of. You get good deals. This is still
they're
my
good
time
deals,
to
but,
financially purge. I try to tell her, look, you spend a ton all year long. Let's try to spend it all just in November. Let's get good deals on stuff that we can use all year. Come on, let's think about this.
BestBuy.com.
And she wants me to fall down the stairs.
2024 Black Friday deals arrive soon.
Soon. Well, okay, that doesn't help. Let's do it now.
Yeah.
I'll start buying stuff. Give me options.
Yeah.
I miss the old days when you actually had to work for your Black Friday
Yeah,
deals.
Corey and I went
back
once.
when the Old West.
When it was, you get out, you go and you stay overnight outside of a Target.
Get cholera.
Yeah.
Colorado.
But it was
Mosey on down to the watering hole.
48-inch high definition television for $298,
Is
which
tie definition like tie-dyed?
Yeah, it's like Bill Walton's TV.
Yeah. Like the Grateful Dead?
No, that's a reference that doesn't make any sense.
Please let Zach talk, Sauce.
sorry, try to talk, but yeah, it was great. It was back. I remember I was first in line one year.
For the penis?
The 48-inch television.
Would you get a scanner?
Man.
That was a big deal back in the day.
Scanners are the
Scanners
best,
for
though,
$20. And it's like, who needs a scanner?
Hawk.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
do. I want a
police
fax
scanner?
machine as well.
No, like see, again, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
No.
Computer
Oh,
scanners
man.
were a big deal.
Oh,
like
my
25
God,
years
yes.
ago. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big deal.
How much
Yeah,
easy to scan?
Well, you got to scan things.
But that was the whole point, is on Black Friday, because I worked at
Other
Best
than
Buy
your
a
ass.
couple of Black Fridays when scanners were on sale, and people would sprint to the back of the store because scanners were $20 and they're normally $120 or whatever it was.
Right.
They were losing their minds. It's, what are you going to scan?
Well, you're going to have to scan your dong because penis selfies haven't been invented yet.
That is
well
true.
said.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
well said.
So you're going to have to scan that thing and then fax it over.
Yeah, scan that thing.
And in a lot of ways, you almost got to give that kind of pervert some respect. They're willing
there's
to work
definitely
for
respect,
it.
yeah.
Right. And at that point, like, I don't think Channel 4
That's
had
not
their
gonna
own
work, Zach.
scanner, so he probably had to just buy one.
And do you know how many times Rosie came in and said, my dong's got a sunburn?
Yeah.
And I was like, you were scanning that thing again,
Yeah.
were you?
Yeah.
You're just scanning what?
Yeah.
Go back and try it at CCO again.
Yeah. All that matters though is Rosie has filled that toy bin downstairs again.
Over and over again.
I can't believe
No,
it.
it's empty. I just walked
No,
by
That's
it.
because he takes, now
Yeah,
he fills it, and then he comes back 10 minutes later, takes it out, and actually takes it to the orphanage.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. So we have in our lobby one of those that a lot of companies have. It's basically a giant donation bin.
Yeah.
And
It's called Fill This Box.
right, and then there's a Christmas tree. Although the tree's not up there yet, is it?
Not yet.
Not
no.
yet.
Normally
no.
there's a Christmas tree with
He
a whole
pays
bunch
for
of
that.
envelopes, and you can take the envelope off, and it's like the age of a boy or a
Aquarius.
girl and what they want, right? What they're asking for.
Yeah.
And normally, by the time I get there, all the envelopes are gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
It's like I wanted to help a kid or two or three, but I can't because all the envelopes are gone. And I'm like,
And all the
where
kids are
hell-
helped.
Right. And I'm like, where the hell are these wish lists? Sauce, where did they go?
Rosie tells Carly that every day he shows up, he takes one, buys the item, and puts it in the box every day.
That's why I can't donate?
Yeah, he made sure to tell Carly that he shows up before Common, or he shows up for our show, takes one, and by the time he comes back for Common, he has a brand new unwrapped toy.
So he told Carly
every
that.
day.
Interesting.
Carly, yeah, every day. But he does it every day, and now
Every
he
day.
takes it. He
Can I ask you a
fills it.
question? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Let's be serious for a second. You think he's done it once?
I would bet a significant amount of money it's zero times.
The best part is he
Zero.
just tells Carly
I mean,
that.
even one time.
No.
Vegas
not
is
one.
the over-under at 0.5.
I'm not saying he wouldn't do a charity thing. I'm saying the physically taking the
No.
thing and then going to Target and buying the thing and then bringing it back. That's too far.
It can't be
chance.
zero, but it's 0.1. It's zero.
A lot of guys have done it.
Yeah.
Well, he would have probably taken a picture with it before he put it in
Good
the
point.
box.
Well
Yeah,
played.
right.
Scan it. Sauce.
This is
The greatest gift you could possibly give yourself this holiday season is
Gutter Helmet and gutterhelmetmn.com. Never clean your gutters again.
Yay. Vikings won 21-13 over the Colts. Joe Flacco looked old. Would have been more fun to watch Anthony Richardson, but who cares? They won.
We won.
More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on the Fan.
The Power Hour begins at 8 a.m. It's powered by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Watch it at KFAN.com/watch.
Christopher.
Yes, sir.
Quincy Jones dead at the age of 91.
Wow. I mean, what a career. So many things happened that were Rock and Roll Hall of Fame worthy before any of us were born.
Yep.
And then he was Quincy Jones, right? He was our Quincy Jones. He was,
Thriller.
Michael Jackson. He was We Are the World. 80 Grammy nominations, for God's sakes. 28 wins. I heard a thing this morning of Frank Sinatra introducing him in like 1967 when he was, just a fantastic jazz musician. And he dies at 91 peacefully in his Bel Air home. So many people. There's so many stories. I listened to that podcast from, what's the dude's name? Niles Rogers. He's got this great podcast where he interviews songwriters. And Quincy Jones comes up almost every conversation, even with kids of this day, how instrumental he was in things that they do behind the mixing board.
91.
Incredible.
And of course, the father of Rashida Jones of Parks and Rec fame.
Oh, yeah.
And Office and a lot of other things. She's fantastic.
And I made it through most of her career without knowing that. somehow.
Yeah.
Heard her on a podcast somewhere, something like that. It's like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Pretty cool, man.
Very cool.
Life well lived, man. Yeah, life well lived. Good job.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tunes, man. Hi, Maxo. Hey. Wow, this is weird, man. I just, did you guys, I'm just seeing this for the first time. Hold on, let me open it up on the old bringmethenews.com.
Great website.
Tip leads police to Winstead construction site in case of long missing TV anchor. Jody, how do you say it? Who's in truth?
Yeah.
Disappeared in 95 while working in Mason City, Iowa. Nearly 30 years after Minnesota-raised TV anchor Jody disappeared in Mason City, Iowa, there may be a break in the case.
No kidding.
Wow.
That a little bit like Jacob Wetterling, for those of us who lived through that one too, you just think there's never going to be a resolution. So, wow, they think they might have found her?
It looks like confirmed that investigators recently conducted a search in Winstead while following on a tip. Website says a heavy Iowa and Minnesota police presence at an apartment construction site in Winstead drew heavy local attention. So I don't know if they found anything or I have no idea. So I'm just reading this as we go here.
Man.
27 years old. Yeah.
And of course, to me, outside of the fact that I think a lot of us mentally had just assumed, well, she's never going to be found, the most interesting part of that is the tip.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a gross sexual way. I just mean, what tip randomly comes in 30 years later?
Correct.
Unless it's from somebody who was a part of it or knew 30 years ago.
They're conscious to him,
Right, what kind of tip is that?
That's what I was thinking, too.
Cannot wait to find out what that tip is.
Winstead, man. I mean, that's where Winstock says. Not a very big town.
Wow. Zach and Max, have you ever heard that name? Jody Huisentrude, you ever heard it once?
No.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things you just probably had to live through.
What about that? Does that face look recognizable?
That face kind of looks recognizable, but I don't know the name. Yeah,
they've done
huge story.
A lot of cold case stories on all kinds of, like 60 Minutes, I think, 2020. All those shows have done stories about it, and I mean, I believe they found her, like her shoes and her stuff scattered around her car, and she was just gone.
Wow.
Just gone.
This was all in you guys' lifetime? Like this was a...
This happened in 95.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 30 years ago. So, receives related at this time, no additional information for public release.
By the way, I'm just looking at her Wikipedia page. Another thing that I have a lot of questions about, born in Long Prairie, Minnesota, 1968. Disappeared June 27th, 1995, when she was 27 years old. Declared legally dead May of 2001.
Wow.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting? So 6 years later.
I wonder why.
I wonder how that process works. How do you 6 years later just say there's no chance she's alive? We're going to declare her legally dead. I wonder how that happens or why that happens.
I don't know. Well,
a lot of questions, no answers. Like a lot of these cases.
Long Prairie.
Questions and no answers.
Been to Long Prairie a few times, and I spent a lot of time in Winstead. Both very small communities, man. I can't imagine the shockwaves. I can't imagine. Literally, Winstead, like 4 stoplights. I can't imagine that big of a police presence in that small community, what that must have been like. So anyway, we find out more. We'll definitely let you know. But boy, that would be great if they finally did find out what the heck happened, huh?
Yeah.
Complete and ginormous left turn. I mean, let me take a second here. Okay. Did you guys see Saquon Barkley?
Unbelievable.
That's one of the coolest
I can't believe what I saw.
moves I've ever seen.
You please, from the Power Trip tweet thing, would you tweet it out, Zacho? Because we'll get 7 million hits on it. I don't know how he did it. He jumped over the guy backwards.
It's not even about that he did it, right? It's athletic, but it's just, how do you have in your brain that that's even an option?
Yes.
Right. How do you even think, you know what I should just do is just jump up and kind of backwards. My guess is this guy's going to go right underneath me. How do you even think that's going to work?
And
your instinct should never tell you to do that, but it did, and he was right. And it was spectacular.
It looked like something they rehearsed and choreographed.
Yeah,
like
correct.
it looks like a dance move from a Paul Abdul show. Bad reference, probably not a Paul Abdul show.
All right, so either how about the Night Fox, the Night Fox going through the Great Hall, or like when Sonic the Hedgehog does that slow motion run through the bar.
Very well said. Yep.
Wow, I can't even believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Crazy.
Yeah. And did you see it live for the first time when we were doing the pregame?
we may have been watching live when it happened. I don't know. I know
maybe
we saw it together.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that not
It's
only
incredible.
that he thought of it and that that it worked. Like that could have just looked so dumb if he tried to jump up with his ass in the air and then a dude just blasts him.
Got hit right in the taint.
Yeah, just ass blasts him.
Ass blast.
If you're watching it too right now, look at 22, the guy he jumps over. He's not even bent all the way over. He just kneels down a little bit. Saquon went backwards through the air about 5.5 feet.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I can't believe it. That's the most. I got to try this. Come here, Sauce.
Okay, you can jump over me.
No chance.
I couldn't jump over you if you were laying on the ground.
Yeah, same. I couldn't jump over anybody.
Wow, that's the most impressive thing I've ever seen anybody do. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Man, he looks
Sports.
good too, huh?
Man, how about how there's a lot of Eagles fans who are pissed that they keep winning because they want the head coach fired?
Leave it to Eagles fans.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
It's amazing. The death of the running back was greatly overstated because all the best teams in the NFL right now have an insane running game, like the Eagles, like the Ravens, like the Lions, like.
Yeah, everything is cyclical in football, man. If defense wins the day, give it 2 years. Offense wins the day. If throwing is the name of the game, give it 2 years. Running is the name of the game. That's how it always works.
Yeah. He's so good. And to think how wasted he was in New York.
Right.
I mean, I know he was banged up a little.
He was always banged up, yeah.
But they had no offensive line.
I mean,
it's like illegal. Like how many receivers they have?
14.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they were calling for too many men on the field every play.
How about when the Vikings had too many men on the field last night and they zoomed in on Flores just dropping 36 F-bombs?
I know.
Who the bleep was it?
I know.
Yeah. It's like, somebody's going to get their throat slit.
Yeah, which I thought was incredible because, and Collinsworth, I think, even said it. He's like, this defense has played great, but you'd think Flores was coaching a team that was losing by 50 right
Well, they
now.
said that in one of the games where they were up. I think it was the Texans game where he was coaching like they were down 10. Yeah.
Well, that was almost, our guy Grenard almost got in trouble. He gets the sack and they're dancing. It's like, guys, there's no time to dance. The Colts are getting back to the line, and then while they're dancing and then quickly running back to get on sides, somebody else must have run onto the field, and then they called 12 men, and Flores just lost his mind.
Yeah. And Grenard addressed that after the game, too.
What did he say?
He said he's never going to dance again. His guilty feet have got no rhythm.
Is that what he said?
Wow.
Never going to dance again.
Wow,
It's
that's
just like,
sad.
The singing was
right?
okay.
Like he must have just.
But when he pulled out that saxophone.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, though. Where did he hide that?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
I mean, I have an idea.
Man, and I want to ask him about that when he's on with us tomorrow. Same exact spin move on both those sacks on the last drive.
Yeah.
And the guy just couldn't block it.
And what's great about it, too, is we talked about Anthony Richardson with him last week about how, he tapped out and got tired. And John's like, I just can't afford to do that. Defenders don't get to do that, really. And he looked a little gassed because he had to just go full bore that entire final series.
Yeah.
He looked gassed, and he still got 2 sacks, right? Because he just kept working, didn't quit.
And how about Dallas Turner, man? He played really well.
How did you call that, by the way? Did you get a tip from somebody?
No,
You just had a feeling?
I just had a feeling.
He literally did call it. Well, you said he'd get a couple sacks, but
he
didn't.
I mean, he was close on 2 of them.
But
He got held
played
up.
his best game by a mile.
I mean, he had that one play. I think it was like just to throw it to the flat, and he turned around and caught up to the guy. I don't know. He's just an athletic freak, and they kept pointing it out on the pregame. Lots to talk about, but I thought Dallas Turner had his best game as a pro.
Good. I thought Michael Grimm had his best call as a pro in that Illinois victory.
Yeah, he's wearing
just 4
short
straight
shorts.
wins, no big deal. We'll talk to Mike Grimm about it after this on The Fan.
Ladies and gentlemen, driving around on Saturday, driving around.
Nothing else to do.
And there I was, listening to Michael Grimm, coming to me live from a lovely, foliage-drenched Illinois. Champaign? Is that right? Champaign?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Champaign, Illinois. And calling a game that he couldn't believe. What a game.
Yeah, it was a nice win. That's a good win. That's a nice road
Good win, a good road win.
You know how I feel, though, the best for out of Saturday's performance?
Say it. Our guy,
Dragan Kesic. He was rock solid, made every kick, right? 5 for 5, right? Because 4 for 4 on field goals. I think it was just 1-on-1. 1 of extra points. Was it just one touchdown?
They went for 2. They went up 5 and missed it.
Right, win for 2. Yeah. So 5 for 5, all of them just mostly no-brainers, which was awesome. So good to see him
for sure.
Just kill it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Take Bielema down.
And they beat Bielema finally. They were 0-10 against the guy. He was 7-0 with Wisconsin, 3-0 with Illinois, and the Gophers got him. And I felt like even if you look at the box score, it was even, but I felt like Minnesota outplayed him most of the game. Like they were in control. I never felt like when they went down, whatever it was, 17-16, I'm like, oh man, they're going to figure out another way to lose to these guys. Because I thought they were just in control. I never felt like they weren't in control of that game, which is a good thing if for a college football team.
Are you a little surprised they aren't ranked in the coaches poll? They're in the others receiving votes category now. I think it works out to like their 32nd or 33rd. They're not in the top 25 yet after 4 straight wins.
I don't know enough about the rest of who's all. Are there a bunch of 6-3 teams at the bottom of that? I just don't know. I don't know how the rest of the records fall out. I'm not that surprised that they're not ranked. And if they get a win this weekend at Rutgers and a couple of the teams,
they'll hang half 100 at them.
Yeah, Rutgers is terrible.
Kelly McManus this year, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Yeah, they started 4-0 Rutgers and then have lost 4 straight. They're coming off a bye week.
This unit,
who knows?
Oh,
it's a lovely unit.
Thanks.
And we'll see.
We weren't able to finish.
Oh
wow!
Oh
man.
Okay. Wow.
He did that.
All right.
Why are you snitching,
every third week, you start playing those things.
Oh, man. Every time I get a chance, if I have extra time, and I had extra time.
Is that from his very first press conference?
That's from Saturday's press conference.
This was just now?
Yeah.
Gotcha. That I did not know.
Yeah.
So it's all fresh. This isn't like...
It's all fresh.
Yeah. Gotcha. So who takes the time to do this?
I do. I did it.
Man, that is a commitment.
I was in here yesterday with Saucy doing some Viking stuff, and I had a little extra time, and there he was.
We can give it to him by the shovels.
Wow. What are you into? Wow. Okay.
This unit.
All right. We see it.
He did that.
G-Unit Wales.
Is that
heartbroken?
Is that Illinois Stadium kind of a dump now?
It's nice. It's fine.
I heard you complaining about you couldn't even see a replay or something.
That was nothing to do with the stadium. They just put a 1977 television set in the press in the radio booth. It had to be standard definition that you couldn't tell. And then the way that stadium sits, that stadium in Purdue, for whatever reason, in the 11 o'clock games, the way the sun shines in. That also had an impact, real tough issues that we're dealing with. I get it, but the sun shines into where the TV, the replay monitor is, and you can't see it very well, on top of which they could stand an upgrade. Either the TV's no good or the feed was so bad. And it's really hard sometimes when you want to talk about replays. Oh, the play's under review, but we have no idea because you can't see it. I was trying to look through the booth. The coaches were next to us, the Gopher coaches, and they had it. You know how they frost the windows so you can't see through. There was just a little triangle up at the top, so I'm leaning back trying to see the replay because their TV was just a perfectly fine TV hanging up at the top of the area. But no, the stadium itself was pretty good. The Big Ten, not to get totally off subject, in the mid 2000s, a lot of the Big Ten schools, Purdue, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan State, they went through the renovations of the old stadiums to build big, fancy luxury areas. And what they did that was nice was they put the radio booths in good spots. So we're pretty lucky at most places.
Well, it's not about comfort.
The Wisconsin press box is terrible. The Penn State press box is terrible, which is surprising that those two schools would have awful press boxes.
It's not about comfort.
Yeah,
it is not. He's correct.
It's fun to see Wisconsin suck at stuff.
That's something.
Yeah.
That is a terrible.
They definitely don't have HD TVs.
Yeah,
not yet.
That's great.
But that is a terrible radio booth there.
We're developing.
It's crazy.
Whoa,
we know that.
Let's do Front Page Sports. Sponsored.
What?
Okay, hold on. Let me get there. Hold on.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Gotta love Holiday Station Stores, right? You have to. They're awesome. And you can also get Gatorade there. Buy 2, get 1 free. Mix and match any Gatorade flavors you want. Try something new. Why not? Get some 28-ounce Gatorades at Holiday. Quench your thirst at Holiday. Thanks, Holiday.
Thank you, Holiday.
The Minnesota Vikings won 21-13 over the Indianapolis Colts of Anaheim. Sam Darnold, 2 horrific interceptions and a fumble that got returned for a touchdown, even though he got punched in the face.
He did.
Yes, he did.
But otherwise, kind of spectacular. 28 of 34, 290, and 3 touchdowns. And, the 2 interceptions were Sam Darnold the first 6 years of his career. The rest of it was the first month Darnold again.
Yeah.
Right? So we got to
like
see
6 incompletes, right?
we got to see the best of Darnold and the worst of Darnold in the same game, and they still found an 8-point win, which we'll take.
And minus that pass interference call, it's more than an 8-point. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And man, Stephon Gilmore's having a terrible year.
Yeah, he
think about this for a second, just for perspective. They're paying him $10 million, which is the same amount they're paying Darnold.
Yeah.
Stephon Gilmore, $10 million. No wonder nobody wanted to sign him.
I want to ask Ben when he gets here if that's true that he's having a terrible year.
Terrible.
Because I think we just see the bad stuff because it gets highlighted. They don't call him on every play. You know what I mean? Like we do see some mistakes that he makes, and I believe a lot of them are age related. But they don't call his name every defensive play. I don't think he's having a terrible year. I really don't.
Well, there's a lot of
How
times.
does Pro Football Focus rank him?
Has him ranked 98th out of 98.
That's not
Come again?
Whoa.
I did like that, the pregame, right? The Pro Football Focus rankings when they were introducing people.
Yeah.
Ed Ingram was 40th out of 41.
Oh, perfect.
And it's like, man, I
don't think he improved much of his stock last night either.
No. Neither did Bradbury. Jesus.
Got run over.
On the sack fumble.
Oh, man, Bradbury got trucked.
Yeah. The dude, did I see it right? As I was in the press box, and again, where I'm sitting, not very good replays.
TVs
now, they have plenty of TVs.
God,
was it just like a double? Was it like just a double punch to
anything else we can do to you?
Yeah. All these TVs
I do bring
the sun was shining in.
What a terrible guy.
It was in black and white.
Did Bradbury just,
That's a
was it like
billboard,
the guy
not a
just
TV.
punched him on both shoulders and he fell down?
It looked like he got Street Fightered.
Yeah, he got E-Honda'd. Yeah. He literally just collapsed. It was the classic lookout block. He just got run over.
It's one of my favorite classic bits.
Yeah, you love it. But yeah, it was not good.
I had no idea.
Oh, thanks, Pat.
It's one of my favorite bits, Pat.
Suckers.
Where are you going?
Anyway, what were we talking about again? Oh, yeah, Stephon Gilmore.
Because I think there's a difference between like the defensive player of the year, Stephon Gilmore, right? When 8 years ago, when he was maybe the best cover guy in the league and won player of the year, to now, what are we expecting? I mean, is he middle of the pack? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Very few
let's
good.
ask,
we'll ask
old
Benjamin.
Benzo.
yeah, Ben should know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's been very few good Gilmore plays this year.
Yeah,
One or
sealed
two
the Jets
games where he
game.
looked okay.
Yeah.
Right. Couple of games where he looked okay.
Yeah.
It's been.
I don't know.
I mean, the Jets interception, good play, way underthrown.
I mean, shout out to the Wolves for throwing money at what they thought was a solution, but it looks like they're wasting their
And
money.
imagine if we didn't have him, what would we have there?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Sayonara.
Don't leave, Stephon.
Why are you
Corey.
leaving?
Well, maybe Kwesi just finds some corner like Cam Robinson
Man,
on
how
a
about
team
that?
that's falling apart and just says, "We'll take him."
Man, he looked great.
He
didn't
did look good.
He looked like he
Yeah.
played here all year.
Yeah.
Even I thought the hold was a little cheap hold that they called
Very
him for.
cheap hold.
I mean, there were. I mean, that play happens almost every
Yes.
play, and they just happen to catch it.
I think the interesting thing,
it
and
was
this
a
is-
hold, but it was pretty.
Yeah, this is the other thing I
marginal.
want to ask Ben about is how about Collinsworth on the broadcast last night, TV? I wasn't listening to PA. Sorry, I was home.
What?
I was home, and I didn't do the sync thing where you sync it up. Anyway, I was watching Tirico and Collinsworth just like, look, there's no way he knows the plays. He got here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So that's such a fascinating thing to me is how much can you tell a guy like Cam Robinson in 3 or 4 days of practice? And what they were saying is, well, left tackle is mostly, not completely, but mostly just that guy in the end there. You stop
Make
him.
sure he doesn't get to the quarterback.
We'll worry about the rest. But what about like when they run trick plays like the Jefferson pass? I mean, Cam has to have some knowledge of what's happening. He can't just go block that guy no matter what we call.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I wonder how they do that midweek. That's fascinating.
I
thought he looked pretty good.
Okay, thanks.
Wow, Rocco, I didn't know you were there.
Rocco. Maybe they in the huddle say, "Hey, here's the trick play. ZYX crossback pass, whatever they call
relax.
it." And then they say, "Hey, by the way, you take out the guy, and whatever."
Yeah, but every time they showed them like walking up to the line, Brandel was telling him something.
Here's what I did wrong.
But he was great, man.
Yeah.
For a guy who got here basically practice Wednesday, he was great.
I chatted in the locker room after. He said that he was he said I did okay. That was his quote.
Well, we
thought
like
he
guys
was
with
better
high
than that.
standards.
I thought he was
Did you
better.
listen to the broadcast on Saturday?
Yeah, did he have any compliments?
Oh, he was talking about him. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought he was saying
Was he
you
pissed
did
about
okay.
the
No. Yeah, he did. He loved me.
He said,
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an
Breaking
urgent
news.
and horrifying news
Here
story.
we go.
The Minnesota Vikings have released kicker Will Reichard after 2 misses last night.
Wow.
Here we go.
Yep, happening
Had to
again,
do
just
it.
like when Zim cut Carlson back in the day. Apparently, the Vikes are moving on from Will Reichard.
Didn't they throw him out of the plane?
I believe they did, yes.
Yeah.
So,
They didn't even fly anywhere.
Yeah.
Just got out of plane.
Said
Just
it's
threw him
a team
off.
bonding
Why are we
day.
going to St. Cloud International
Yeah,
Airport?
right.
No, that's what it's called. Flying Cloud. Whatever.
St. Cloud International.
Flying Cloud is a
SCI. So anyway, they got 6 days to find a kicker because
Why is Flying Cloud in Eden Prairie?
Isn't that kind of, I don't know. It's a stupid airport.
why is that a stupid airport?
Yeah, what's your problem?
God, you
should
hate
rank the
everybody's
airport.
TVs in the press box. You hate Flying
Yeah.
Cloud based on location, apparently.
I just
Why?
don't like the name.
Why?
Because all clouds fly. There's never been a cloud that hasn't flown ever.
Here we go.
Thank you, Pat.
Wow. Pat's on your side.
Is
That's-
Grim still over there?
I'm here.
Oh, we got your. Well, you did it. Not only did you do it, you did a little extra special.
Maybe.
Yeah, no,
Can't
maybes.
wait.
I heard it.
All
I
right,
heard it live.
let's hear Grimmer when we come back.
Made my nipples hard.
Your mic's on.
Gophers beat number 24 Illinois Saturday 25-17. Grimmer was on the call. He got the line in. We'll play it after this on the Fan.
Join Corey Cove. Yeah, I know that guy. For Coors Light Hockey Night tomorrow night at Kazi's in Stillwater. Stop by at 7 p.m. to watch Minnesota take on LA and play trivia for your chance to win a pair of sweet tickets to the game on January 9th against Colorado. Get all the details at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
You can wear pants, not wear pants.
I think you got to wear pants, Pat. You can talk to Corey about that.
Hey, welcome back. It's the Power Trip Morning Show. Here we are on a Monday. Grimmer's in there, feeling good about his squad. PJ's feeling good about his squad as well.
Let's hear.
He likes to row that boat.
That's a really good ranked football team out there who's beat a lot of ranked teams. And this team has just been rowing the boat. Maybe it's been merrily through the water with nobody really talking about us, which is fine. That's when we work best. Just leave us in the mud and the dirt, and these guys somehow to be able to create lotuses. Like, it's really, really cool. What a gutsy performance.
What a ride that quote was. Hang on, you're rowing a boat, and now you're in the mud and the dirt. Is the boat stuck? That's a lot of boat
No,
references.
if you roll hard enough, it gets out of the mud. That's what,
What
he's
about
saying.
the lotuses?
What does that mean? What is a lotus?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Is
'cause
that
there's
just the flower that's in the shallows?
That was during the interview with Gargi, and Gargi
Where are
said
the
he
lotuses?
had to. He's going to have to look up what lotus means.
I mean,
And were they rowing the boat so hard that they ran it ashore into the dirt and the
That's a
muck?
good
Otherwise,
question.
how shallow is this lake or river that there's so many boat references. I
a
don't.
legendary plant whose fruit induces a dreamy forgetfulness and an unwillingness to depart. I don't know.
I don't either.
Let me
I don't
see
know
if
what
there's
that
more.
means, man.
Symbol of Asian art and religion. Maybe that's what he was talking about.
I
Sure.
think, if it read the first
Yeah,
definition.
sure. Let me. Here we go. A legendary plant whose fruit induces a dreamy forgetfulness and an unwillingness to depart. Now let me play this again.
That's a really good ranked football team out there who's beat a lot of ranked teams. And this team has just been rowing the boat. Maybe it's been merrily through the water with nobody really talking about us, which is fine. That's when we work best. Just leave us in the mud and the dirt, and these guys somehow to be able to create lotuses. Like, it's really, really cool. What a gutsy performance.
What?
Create lotuses. Creating flowers.
Yeah,
I think he's just saying, like Tupac, you had the poem, "The Rose That Grew from Concrete." Like, you're not supposed to have a lotus come out of the mud, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I would also think that one of his things, if it's something to do with a joyful forgetfulness, he often talks about, don't worry about what everybody else says. Just forget that and move on. Like, you don't care if you're not ranked.
So we're supposed to learn to forget.
Yes.
Sauce, what does lotus mean?
Lotus is a flower
You're supposed to learn to forget.
Oh, well, then I forgot. What does it mean?
Perfect.
Nice.
Well done.
They're going to win
Creating
out.
lotuses is Lodi?
Commonly serves as a sacred for purity, rebirth, and strength.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I never saw white lotus yet.
From the genus
Season 1 or 2.
Nymphea.
Yeah, those are nymphomaniac plants. They just can't stop.
Yeah.
I'm going to get me some of those.
Yeah, you would. Your
Anybody got any
sister loves
seed?
those.
What's his face from Little Shop of Horrors must have been a nympho.
Oh, Johnny Rod?
Yeah, I don't think that was his name.
Rod.
Seymour was the name of the guy, right?
Yeah,
that was
the
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
But what the hell was the name of the plant? Didn't it have a name?
Careful,
Yes.
Hawk.
Venus
No.
flytrap?
I do know this.
Seymour. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Ben throwing $100 bill. Not even Venmo
in here.
Not even Venmo. Just $100 bill.
We bet too, Ben.
Yeah, Ben, you owe me $6,000.
Same.
What the hell was the plant's name? Hang on. What was the plant's
The
name?
plant had a name, and
Little
I should know it because
Hawk, have you played the...
about 7 million times.
Have
Although
you
I
played
can't,
the
they
slot
don't-
machine,
yeah,
right?
They don't have dollars machines, those, which pisses me off. But
Yeah, Rick was Seymour.
what the hell was his name?
Dun, 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 dun.
Because lotuses rise from the mud without stains, they are often viewed as a symbol of purity.
Audrey.
Audrey?
Seymour bought the plant, which he dubbed Audrey 2.
That's my grandma's
I
name.
did not remember
That's why
that.
they called it that.
Is that why?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Since they return to the murky water each evening and open their blooms at the break of day, lotus flowers are also symbols of strength, resilience, and rebirth. That's a great reference from PJ Fleck.
There you go.
Yeah.
And well done by Maxo back there. Nailing that. That's exactly
well
right.
said, Maxo.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
You said that well.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the money, Ben.
You're welcome.
What'd you guys bet on?
What was
He
the,
took Penn State. I
wager?
took Ohio State.
Yeah.
Good bet, Hogs.
Thank you.
I know.
I felt
I'm
unconfident
done.
about it.
I'm done betting with Penn State forever.
Yeah.
And,
No, I know.
and forever and ever in a big game.
It's almost when they're going to play Ohio State, and it's like, it doesn't matter. They're the same old sorry ass Penn State.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's Ohio State or whoever it is. If they have a big game and the national attention is on Penn State, they will lose.
He will lose.
You will lose.
Well said.
So good, Hawk.
All right, should we play this soundbite out of Mike Grimm? What was the line again?
lose.
I remembered it was a tough one, right?
It was from Superman,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor.
Something about a bath?
That's right.
Yeah, they don't have toilets and...
No.
No,
Well,
that's not it. See, you just created another Lotus.
Yeah, but I'm...
You don't remember the line, and I don't remember the line. The Power Trip Morning Show, creating lotuses as we're stuck in the dirt and the mud, merrily, merrily, merrily.
Here we go.
Did I get it right? I think that was close.
2-minute warning. Minnesota by 5, 22-17. Boy, there's been a lot of weird stuff happen. Remember a year ago, the Gophers 95% chance to win late. They go 3 plays, 85 yards to win it. They make you ponder things like, do we want to go to the cemetery for a couple of cheeseburgers? Why does the phone always ring when you're in the bathtub? All kinds of things to wonder. If the Gophers get a first down here, they can just about salt the game away.
It'd be ideal to salt the game away here in this situation.
He hates you.
Yeah, he hates you.
He has no interest in your fun little broadcast games.
Giggle out of it.
Yeah, he doesn't want any part of that.
The pause, the hesitation tells everything. He's like, how much am I getting paid for this?
Why is
Double
this
it.
happening? Has this bit not stopped?
Well done, Grimmer. Well done.
Well done.
Benjamin, 2 questions, Vikings related.
Okay.
Does Stephon Gilmore struggle this year? Is he having a terrible year? Yes or no?
A terrible year? No,
Yeah.
I don't think he's having a terrible year. I think he's had a couple of... I think the last 2 games before this, not great. But I would say not great for most of the secondary. But I think the games before, it was kind of like that whole thing with the offensive line. Like if you're not talking about him, then he's doing a pretty good job. And I think to start the season, he actually made a couple like good run fits. Like was physical, because I remember kind of talking to him in the locker room about his physicality early in the season. He had that interception against the Jets. But he wasn't like getting picked on early on. Now, I agree with you. He wasn't making a ton of splash plays. But to say that he's having a terrible year, I would not agree with that.
I like Harper, really. What about Cam Robinson? What about the idea that Collinsworth floated last night on the broadcast that he said, quote, there's no way he knows the plays because he just got here. How do you do that? How do you have a guy out there that just knows his only assignment and almost doesn't know what's happening around him? How does that work?
Well,
successfully.
You think about the length of the play call, and if it's I don't know, eight words, the offensive linemen only really need to know whether if it's a pass, like what number of protection is it? 76? Is it whatever? It was whatever. So like you might need to know 2 of those words to be highly, to be good enough. Now, obviously, the more you know, the better.
Ding, ding, ding.
So I think when I talked to him in the locker room, he's like, I just did a lot of studying before this game. And when I got here, I'm guessing that he only was studying just whatever that one word is that he needed to know. And then when it comes to the run game, he just needs to know, like, which guy am I blocking at which angle? Am I blocking? If it's a run to the right, then I just got to seal this guy off.
And is that in the call, or is that somebody on the line saying,
no,
you do this?
That's probably somebody on the line. That's probably either Darnold at the end of his call telling him, like, run to the right, or, power to the right, or whatever. And then same with Brandell. I'm sure there was a lot of communication with him, either in the huddle or walking up to the line. But it's not like they need to sit down and have a dissertation with him. He's experienced enough that, all right, this is going to be, three step, you've got this guy, or screen pass, whatever. I don't think that he has to know a ton of the information. He just got to know enough. And I guess apparently he knew enough because he played really well.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, we'll take it.
They showed, I said this, maybe you were listening, they showed on the TV copy that about every other play, Brandell was like leaning over to him, like probably telling him, hey, it's a power to the right, move this way.
Yeah. Or it could be just very simple, like slide left, slide right, man blocking.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, if...
now touch your toe.
Now, of course,
like the electric slide.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's overly complicated for him for this game. They probably simplified a lot, just like they did with Dobbs. When Dobbs came in, they're like, how did he know the offense? Like, well, he didn't really know the offense. They just assimilated some of the terms and code words to things that he knew that he could associate with from other past offenses. So it could be the very same thing. Like, you need to know this very front part of the offensive play call, and that's just a slide protection to the left. That's it. That's all you got to know. You don't need to know anything else. So, whatever they did great.
Pretty crazy.
Grimmer, you did great too.
Yeah, Grimmer. Nicely done at Rutgers Saturday at 11 right here on the Fan. Ethan Callie-McManus, former Gopher quarterback, slinging it for Rutgers, right?
How about that?
Man, 4 in a row for the Gophers. If they win this, maybe on the brink. Could I see them maybe being ranked? Possibly.
Hadn't happened to me yet.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Man, 6-3. Thanks, Grimmer.
You got it. Thanks,
all right, more with Ben Leber. We'll ask him a billion Vikings questions after this during What Really Matters on The Fan.
The Fan.
And welcome back. It's Patrick Morning Show. It's a Viking Victory Monday. How we feeling over there? Yeah. That's right. 6 wins on the season. I believe I'm 1 win away from winning like $1 million from Sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
I believe so.
$1 million.
$1 million.
I think, and then Carly owes Tommy $250.
Do you remember how much our bet was? I really don't, honestly.
I think it's $250.
That's on sale.
Yeah.
I'll let you out for $240 right now.
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, you should definitely take that if it's only one more win.
You owe me $250 anyway.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're even now.
We're even, I guess.
Yeah. You lost.
I didn't remember
bet.
that.
Yep.
I did? Ah, crap.
Yeah, you took the Colts last night.
Man, I remember doing that. Okay, well, congratulations.
And thankfully, you got stuck with Flacco.
Yeah, I can't believe this.
That's the best part.
Ridiculous. Should we talk Vikes with that our main
Sure,
man
let's
over
do
there?
it. Let's do it.
Sure, let me do one thing before that, though, because we keep forgetting this, and they're awesome.
Yeah.
Catalyst Supply and CatalystSupplyCo.com. Thanks, Catalyst. Wild news presented by our friends at Catalyst. Zachary, your squad. Unbelievable. They win again 2-1 over Toronto in overtime. Matt Boldy with the game winner. A+ play out of Jared Spurgeon to set up the Boldy goal. That was the 6th goal of the year already for Boldy. But walk us through that Spurgeon play, Zachary.
My memory is failing me. I believe he was the catalyst of the game, according to Sam Reed.
Makes
Jared
sense.
Spurgeon coming back from injury after some games out. Obviously, he's been back for a couple of games, but he really, I think, found his game last night. He was really, really good. And the puck was, I think there was a shot block. It was played out to center. It was 3-on-3 overtime. The Maple Leafs closing down on it. It was potentially a breakaway for Toronto. Incredible back check by Spurgeon. Got to the puck, turned around, fired it forward. Ended up being basically a 2-on-0, and Boldy just isn't going to miss in that situation. Went down and scored a really, really good win. The Maple Leafs are a very, very good team in the Wild. Dispatched them last night and moved to an 8-1-2 record. They are in such a great spot right now, and it's really, really cool to see them playing so great after a really tough year last year.
This is great. Yeah.
The Wild have won 3 straight, and they have points in 10 of their 11 games so far this year. Like Zach just mentioned, 8-1-2. 3-0-1 at home. One more game at home against the Kings tomorrow night. Then they're on the road for 3 against San Jose, Anaheim, and Chicago. That's Wild News presented by Catalyst. All right. Now let's do what really matters, and let's highlight the Minnesota Vikings, Benjamin. The return of TJ Hawkinson, no Blake Cashman, the debut of Cam Robinson, the benching of Anthony Richardson's, a lot of players in and out. What'd you like out of the Minnesota Vikings last night, Ben? What'd you see? Let's just start as vague and as general as possible. What'd you like?
Let's talk about Cam. He played really well. We kind of broke that down just a little bit the last segment. I thought he played really, really well for not knowing this team and not knowing the chemistry and not knowing most of the play calls. I thought he played really well. Obviously, offensive line, I think in the run game, did really, really well. Pass game, early on, first half, not so hot. But that didn't surprise me. I don't know if it surprised a lot of other people, but I really thought this defensive front for the Colts was really good.
The triangle of terror, as Collinsworth called them.
Is that what he's calling them?
That's what he was calling them, yeah. Said all 3 of them are just absolute beasts.
Yeah, they're really, really good. So I expected them to have a little bit of success. I just, obviously, the taste in their mouth is a little bit different if we get some points on the board in the first half. It's the thing that's frustrating offensively is like we don't seem to overcome negative plays on any particular drive. If it's a penalty, if it's a sack, if it's a screen play that gets blown up because we just happen to be running the screen and they're playing man coverage and whatever it is, our screen plays aren't working overall. But the point is, offensively, we just every time we have a negative play, like a big negative play, it just basically kills our drive. And that's kind of what happened in the first half. Obviously turnovers and all that stuff, that's not good. So offense didn't love it. Defensively, there wasn't much to hate on. I mean, we stopped the run. Jonathan Taylor and the whole group comes in. Pretty good running team. I mean, they can get pretty physical up front. And we shut them down. I think we had 68 yards we gave up to just the running backs. And so
how about only giving up 6 points the entire game, right?
Well, yeah,
defensively, that's awesome.
Yeah. We can nitpick a little bit on some of the yardage that we give up, but we didn't affect Flacco early on for much of the game, really until the last series. We got the 3 sacks. I mean, we didn't touch him. So that's concerning. I mean, that's multiple games in a row now that I don't think our blitz is as effective to make the quarterback really, really move around and get quarterback hits, because those hits really just add up over the course of the game, and we're just not getting those. And so that's continually has to get tweaked. But defensively, I thought secondary played fast. They were decisive. We did not seem to have the pre-snap confusion that we've had the last couple of games. And going back to Blake Cashman, who we thought was surprisingly the catalyst to this whole defense the last couple of games, not having him in there did not really affect us. We played pretty well, both in all phases. So defense, they pretty much won the game for us.
Do you think they should have put in Anthony Richardson just for a different look?
No, because that flies in the face of what Steichen was saying when they put in Joe Flacco. They're like, he's our quarterback moving forward. And if you say he's a quarterback moving forward for 3 quarters, then you're talking out of both sides of your mouth, and then you start to lose people a little bit. Like, okay, what are we doing here then? Did he get benched because of performance, or did he get benched because he took himself out of a game? You know, if this is a disciplinary thing, just like Chicago did with Tyreek Stevenson, well, then that might make a little bit more sense, but you can't come out early on this week and say, nope, he's our quarterback moving forward. This gives us the best chance to win, and then pull Joe Flacco after, you know, a half or 3 quarters. I don't think they should have put him in, because they would have a lot of questions to answer after the game and today.
And, it was the first time in a couple of weeks, Ben, that I'd seen or heard an opposing coach say, whew, that defense. We had no idea what was going on. And that's what the coach basically said after the game.
Yeah, it's a little surprising given Flacco being such a savvy vet.
Yeah.
That I thought that he would have a better understanding. Now, again, I think if they were able to run the ball more effectively and keep us on our heels, then it might be a little different story. But he had a bunch of plays where, 11, 12-yard variety, again, pretty much right over the middle of the defense that he exploited, like every other quarterback that we've played has exploited. They just, because they couldn't get into a rhythm running the football, that's why we kind of dominated them on defense.
What a no-name offense they have, though. Or like Pittman, okay. But
yeah, I mean, Pittman's not very
Josh
good.
Downs, I've heard a couple people raving about him in the last couple of days, but I'm not super familiar with him. But the rest of their offensive weapons...
Pierce has the ability to be good, but he really hasn't done much.
Right, but this isn't the Colts of the past, right? This is a lot of just, wow, I've never heard of that guy in my life. Good luck to you. So maybe that's part of the reason why Anthony Richardson struggles, and maybe that's why Flacco didn't do a lot last night. Maybe they just don't have the weapons. And you got to distract.
It's possible.
Right, you got to have weapons to give Jonathan Taylor a full crack, right? Mm-hmm. You got to have a threat of actually a downfield pass once in a while. Yeah, well, Flacco just 179 yards on 16 of 27.
Yeah.
And a pick.
Well, and they barely had the ball.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We had the ball for 20 minutes in the first half to their 10. So that's a big part of it. But when they're getting interceptions and they get that fumble recovery for touchdown, that kind of that steals a possession away from the offense. But so they found other ways to score. But yes, I mean, for the most part, we controlled the time of possession. And I agree with Pete Bursich, what he was saying last night. This is a really talented defensive front, but they don't have a lot of depth. So after those primary guys, if those guys are rushing and having to play the run, just like they were having to do the whole game, they're going to get worn out, just like we would get worn out if we don't have the proper depth. So eventually in the third and fourth quarter, I think that time of possession really kind of jumped on their back a little bit, and we were able to take control a little bit more.
What do you think of how they used T.J. Hawkinson? 3 catches, 4 targets, 27 yards. But about what you expected for game 1 back or not?
Yeah, I actually thought he'd get they'd force it a little bit more to him, just to get his feet wet a little bit. But I think he went 3 catches on 4 targets or something like that. Yeah, I guess in hindsight, it's like, okay, well, when you get Josh Oliver on a career game of 5 receptions and you've got him with 3 on 4 targets, like that's a pretty good number for tight ends as far as the number of targets. So if we can get into that 12 personnel and kind of throw people off with a chip and release that they do with Oliver, Hawkinson did it a few times. Like they add a little extra protection in the passing game when they can chip a guy on the outside and then be a pass threat. I feel like it was a good just kind of reintroduction for him. But I don't know how you guys felt. I thought he looked great. I mean, didn't look like he was walking around gingerly. Didn't look like he was maybe a little bit afraid to test his knee. I mean, he took the nice hit on that crosser where, thankfully the guy hit him right in the waist. I mean, that could have been one of those situations if he gets hit in the knee. I think we're all just like, oh my gosh, this could be really ugly again. But the guy took care of him, hit him right in the waist. Yeah, I thought he had a good first game back.
How do you think Dallas Turner played?
I heard you guys talk about him earlier. I thought, I know that Pro Football Reference will have the number of snap counts. Probably might be up right now, but it seemed like it's the most that he's played all year long.
Yeah.
they really gave him a run as far as like, all right, young guy, let's see what you can do and run and pass. Let's see if you can get into a rhythm. And I thought that he was pretty disruptive, especially late in the game of trying to get to the quarterback. So I think that he turned a corner yesterday. He had his best game that he's played this year, which, sadly, I don't think really means a ton. I mean, he hasn't been super splashy this whole year, but getting a lot of run and getting that feel of the game and getting in the flow, I think definitely helped out. So we'll see how much if Cashman comes back this weekend against Jacksonville, they can kind of take away using Van Ginkel as the middle linebacker and move him back to the line and see how that really affects his play time. But I think the more snaps you're going to give him, obviously, the better he's going to get.
Forget the 2 misses because look, Reichard's a rookie. He was he was going to miss one at some point. It doesn't hurt our feelings that he pushed one from 50 plus slightly to the right, and then that weird 31-yarder that hit the upright. But they kept showing on TV that he was wrapping his leg with some heating pads, and then a couple of times he stepped a little bit gingerly. And are we concerned that he tweaked something or pulled something?
Yeah, I would be at the end of the game. I think after the extra point, he sort of walked off a little gingerly. You could tell he's got a little hitch in his giddy up. So obviously for a kicker, it doesn't matter if it's your plant leg or your swing leg. That's not good. So we're clearly going to have to monitor that this week. And I mean, as far as like concerned, no. It seems like one of those soft tissue things. It might be. I would be understand. It'd be understandable if he was out this week to let him heal up, but I don't think it's like a significant injury that we got to really worry about.
How about these next 3? At Jacksonville, at Tennessee, at Chicago. Combined
should all be
8
wins.
and 17.
Yes, they should win all of them.
2 and 7 Jags, 2 and 6 Titans, 4 and 4 Bears, and the Bears look.
I mean,
like they are.
I didn't see the game yesterday, but what they're
regressing.
Yeah, there's a hot rumor the head coach might get fired today.
Today?
Yeah, from a couple of their beat writers think that he might get fired today.
Were they shut out?
No, they lost. Was it?
I think they scored 9 points.
Yeah,
but it was 0 for a while.
They lost 29-9.
Yeah, 29-9 to the Arizona Cardinals.
Unless I'm thinking of somebody else. I thought it was 0 for a long time.
I think it was 9-14 or something like that for a long time. And then they just, it was close at first, and then they just didn't score again for the rest of the game.
Gotcha.
Caleb, 22 of 41.
He looks good against bad teams.
Ben, did you see Saquon?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
It's the most fun thing to watch. It's like, that's a human being, and so am I. That's pretty cool.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's so fun to see a guy that, amongst all of the chaos that it is on running the football, which I wouldn't have experienced at this level, to have the calmness and the awareness to see that guy and just go, I'm just going to jump.
Yeah.
It's such a backyard football thing. It just looks like he's having a lot of fun out there. And he's been so dangerous this year. It's been incredible.
Best shape of his life.
Ben, when do you got to go? About 8? Or a little earlier than that even?
4,
Got to bail early.
I know.
All right.
I know.
That's fine. It's fine. We'll take it. More with Ben Leber after this on The Fan.
The Fan.